Welcome to the season finale, the save finale, the iteration of this game finale. The last race we will ever do on F124 with F125 about 6 weeks away. Spoiler alert incoming for the last round of the championship. If you missed it, do go and check that video first if you did, because you'll want to watch it. Like I say, spoilers incoming. We won both championships in the last round of this World Championship title fight. We won in Qatar. Charles Leclerc finished 4th. Might have even been 5th. Charles Leclerc finished 5th. And we are 29 points clear with 26 points available. George Russell finished 2nd in Qatar as well, meaning that we are 60 points clear of Ferrari with 44 points available. Mercedes win the Constructors. So back-to-back Constructors titles for me and my first Drivers' World Championship. As a result, we're going to qualify. We did Qatar on a click higher difficulty-wise. And as a result, we're going to qualify here on that slightly higher difficulty. And if qualifying goes well at Abu Dhabi, we'll race at 106 as well to add a little bit of extra spice for this final round of the championship. But at Abu Dhabi on 105... I think I'll probably struggle to qualify well anyway, so we'll probably end up racing at 105. Regardless, it's dry throughout, which is banging, and hopefully we'll be able to get a strong result and end the season well. Unfortunately, even if I win and get the fastest lap, I'll end up on 998 career points, which is slightly annoying. Would have been lovely to breach the four number points tally, but it is what it is. We don't quite get there. I doubt we're going to win this one anyway, to be fair, at 105 or 106, but time will tell. Drop the video a like if you've enjoyed this save. I'd very much appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any more. I put a video out a couple of days ago with regards the deep dive for my team on F125 that's coming in a few weeks' time. We will be doing more deep dive stuff, deep dive reactions, etc. In a similar fashion for the other deep dives that come with customization and authenticity, which is the next one that's been scheduled and which should go live next week, or this week as you see this, probably Thursday I think, and then probably the week after that is going to be the third and final one, which I think is gameplay, but I can't quite remember off the top of my head. So plenty to come for F125, of course. FC25 will continue until F125 comes out. When F125 comes out, we will probably stop the journeyman career so we can pump out loads of F125. So it'll be main channel FC, second channel F1, and we'll get as much of it out as we possibly can. That's the plan. So do make sure you subscribe to this second channel so you don't miss out. And, well, I've done it in every episode recently, so I'll do it again. If you want to pick up F125 on PC, then you can do so via the EA app and get yourself a tasty discount too. 10% for the standard edition, 15% off the iconic edition, which is the more expensive play the game early edition, with obviously extra bonuses as well, including being able to play as Apex GP, the team that are the focal point for the F1 movie that comes out in June this year. So if you want to, get on it. If you don't feel any pressure to. No discount codes for console, I'm afraid, at this stage of the Creator Network creator codes cycle, but hopefully in the future we will be able to. We will also be should be able to offer you discounts on the PC version of FC26 when that comes out later in the year as well, which should be huge because I know a lot of you play on PC for that. So I very much appreciate your support in that regard. But I'm going to jump to track now and go and get the job done, and hopefully, even on a more difficult setting, we can still have a fun weekend. Setup seems fine, maybe a little bit slow, but competitive enough. I don't know as I'll be able to tweak it to find much more time out of it. So considering it's a setup that's gotten us a podium in the last 2 years and in Abu Dhabi, I'm not going to go above and beyond to try and tweak it too much. Last year I think the second place was a bit fortuitous. The year before we finished second, I think that one might have been a bit fortuitous as well, but we've had such luck at Vegas and not had it this year, but still got a decent result. So I don't mind. I don't know what the situation as it is. I think we'll be fine enough to go and do things with the way things are set up at the minute. So we'll stay at 105, I think, for quali, and then maybe if qualifying looks like we could deal with a 106 race, then we'll do a 106 race, but I think 105 is probably going to be my ceiling, I think. .8. A 20.8 puts me 8th. 105 is tough. That's 105 is tough. And that's just Q1. So they're obviously going to take a step forward in Q2 and again in Q3. And I am 4.5 tenths off Max Verstappen up front. Whew. Any shock executions? No shock executions. No executions at all. Everyone keeps their heads. No shock exits. Oh, bloody hell. That really would be a turn up for the books.
Right, that's us pushed down into P15.
Pushed down into P15, but in the end, 20.8 again. I think a 20.8 is apparently my ceiling around here. 7th, we are through to Q3. But it's not a great lap. Again, matched my Q1 time-ish by a matter of hundredths. A number of drivers didn't go again there, and Lewis Hamilton has paid the price. Lewis is out. Only one Ferrari in Q3. Sainz gets through. Again, I was 440 off the time in first. In the first session, I'm 445 off the time of first in the second session, although a place higher. George was fastest with a 20.4, which is what Charles put in the first session. So, well, 20.8 Q1, 20.8 Q2. 20.8 Q3, anyone? .7. I found a 10th. 20.7. 8th. I'm 1 second slower than those at the front. I don't know whether to race at 105 still or 104.
Up qualifying, but don't worry. We'll be back tomorrow.
Lando was 4 tenths faster than anyone. I'll do a poll on chat in live chat. Live chat can decide whether we race at 104, which is our usual, or whether we race at the 105, where we've just qualified a second off the pace. It's up to them. The live chat have decided, dear YouTube video, that we will do this race. No, not with your assisters. We'll do this race at 104. It should still be, considering I'm so far off the pace here at Abu Dhabi, should still be quite the challenge from here, but hopefully we can have an entertaining race at the very least. I think maybe at 105 I probably would have not really moved anywhere from 8th and just kind of been lapping on my own for an hour and a half, which wouldn't have made a very good video.
Formula One World Championship.
Let's see what we can do. Are there any grid penalties? That's the question we need answering first.
Lando Norris will lead us away.
No, Norris from George. Norris 4 tenths faster than anyone else is outrageous, really.
The rest of the grid, we have Oscar
Piastri, then Leclerc. He's 7 tenths off the pace. 9 tenths off the pace in 5th. That lap from Lando was just outrageous. There is a penalty somewhere because I'm 9th. It's Max Verstappen who's taken a 5-place grid penalty from 5th to 10th, and Hamilton will start 12th.
Okay, so I know we've already won the championship, and it's amazing, but it's not time to switch off yet. We can relax in this race, but I want you to enjoy it. I also want a strong result.
Medium, hard is the go-to, apparently. Some starting on hard, Daniel's the only one starting on the soft. Then we've got Ocon, Perez, Pourchaire, Hulkenberg, Alonso, Stroll, both the Aston Martins, and George Russell on the hard as well. I might go medium, hard, medium, I think, here. We'll start on the medium tyre, but I'm going to edit this, and we will switch to medium, hard, medium. We'll do 18 laps there and 18 laps there. It's probably going to be that kind of race where we need to be quick at the end. We'll see how the medium tyres wear through 18 laps. We might end up coming in a couple of laps early and then extending that hard stint to 24 laps to then still do 18 laps at the end. But it looks like the plan is 18, 22, 18. And even though I've dropped it back down to 104, this is where we were last year here. So it's still going to be a challenge for sure.
Drivers as the lights go out.
It might be race critical to try and see off the hard runners early. I seem to recall something similar happening last season, where the hard runners were particularly slow. I've got the outside line here, so it should be able to hold position despite the attentions of Ollie Behrman. Outside line for this, whoa, next one. Car's very heavy with fuel, but then inside line for the next one. A little bit of battery, a little bit of slipstream, and we're staying ahead of Behrman. Behrman's having a lunge up the inside of me with 3 wide here at the hairpin. Ollie, very brave. Rate that. I wonder what that looked like. That was pretty intense there. He's just made a lunge for it. He's probably thinking, I'm going to try and take the Mercedes, because he's on the inside here, and then I've pulled left thinking I'm going to take the Aston Martin, and then all of a sudden we are 3 wide here. This is the view from the house behind. So I make a move into that gap, then the Red Bull makes a move into the gap on the inside of me, and Lance Stroll's like, oh god, he seemed to turn out there. Thankfully he saw us both coming. Ollie Behrman clatters the bollard there, and then the Haas is side by side with the Aston Martin, who loses 2, maybe 3 positions by the end of the straight. And then hopefully I can stay ahead of the Red Bull here, which looks like it is going to happen, but only because I've used a lot of battery. Well, someone's going to have a look down the inside. Might even be the Haas of Carlos Sainz there getting a bit feisty. Leclerc and Piastri battling it out. Lando is just disappearing. It was George that was on the hard tyres. He's dropped to 4th from 2nd now. We're going to have to try and catch these guys up before the end of the lap, but those hard-tired runners are going to drop, and I think Lando, on just the first lap, has just won himself this Grand Prix and is going to have a very comfortable time out front on his own. Big lock-up from George there on the hard tyre. Went straight on there. That was particularly poor from him. Need to get past George and Alonso to stand any chance of reaching those podium positions today. Piastri and Leclerc will just disappear down the road given the chance to try and join Lando Norris. So at least that means we're still within a second of the group in front. No DRS for George here though. Alonso's going to stand a chance of getting him. He's thinking about it. He's not gone for it. I'm going around the outside of turn 9. Hamilton on Russell last year-esque, but haven't been able to make it stick. Come on, George, just get a move on, please. Front 3 are getting away. It's an extra lap behind the hard-tired runners that I really couldn't afford. Lando sets the fastest lap of the race. I could try and lunge it on Alonso here at turn 1, but there's no real point because it's just going to lose us time. I need to kind of use the more orthodox positions to try and make the overtake down the DRS straights. I need battery to do so. I'm having to use some battery just to keep up at places. George definitely no DRS now. We'll let Alonso get him, and then maybe we'll try again down the next straight. Is he going to go for it here, Fernando? George has gone defensive. Right, tucked up behind the Aston Martin now. Come on. Let's get Russell, please. Make a move, Fernando. Try to switch back on the Aston Martin. This works. Fernando got a little bit squirrely on exit. That's one hard runner dealt with. And I'm not going to waste any time trying to get past George. He tried to take the win away from me in Qatar. Thankfully failed. But there's nothing on the table for me now. I don't know whether he can move up in the driver's standings at all. So he might well have something to fight for here. I've done a 125 here. 2.3 seconds to Piastri from Russell. So I'm really going to need that DRS. And then very much the undercut as well. a significant undercut to try and catch those guys, if we're to catch those guys by the end of this race. We might be fighting for a P4 and a P4 only at this rate. I'm going to save some battery here because I'm going to need it down the next part of the track. George is using all of his. He's gone defensive. Go around the outside. Swoop round there. Swoop round there. And then burn, baby, burn to try and stay ahead. We know we're faster through the third sector. So as long as I can stay ahead into turn 9, which we have done, we should be good for the rest of the lap. Leclerc and Piastri 2.8 ahead now. I think they just in general are faster than me, even with clean air. Definitely faster through the second sector though. Sorry, the third sector. Round that double left, I've definitely got pace on the AI, but around the rest of the lap, they've got pace on me. Fastest third sector of the lap, just to reiterate that point. Fastest third sector of the race, sorry. Was the fastest third sector of the lap as well, to be fair. The statement was correct, just not necessarily the statement I was looking to make. And this is exactly why it was so important that we had such a strong result in Qatar. Because if the title was still up for grabs here, it would be a lot nervier an afternoon or an evening than we're currently having. If, for example, mine and Charles's positions were reversed from the last round of the championship, and I finished 5th and he finished 1st,
seconds.
As we are right now, he might well have won the championship and pipped me to it. I desperately needed that result in Qatar to ensure that we won the championship there and then. Jeez, I mean, they're going like more than half a second a lap faster than me out in front. Nothing I can do. I'll try and stay with George and not let Fernando through. Oh, God. Bollocks to it. I'm going to box this lap. I'm going to go really early.
Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
I'm at 19th between the Williams and the Alpine at the back. And just try and put lap times in that are better than Piastri and co are setting right now. So we're going to box 4 laps earlier than planned. We'll have a full battery when we come out as well to try and attack the out lap. We are into the pits. Don't know whether this is a good idea or not, but we'll find out in due course.
Okay, go, go, go.
Good stop, thank you, gents. Needed that.
Turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one.
Now it's 26 qualifying laps until lap 40.
Okay, 1 stop to go. Just 1 stop left in this strategy.
We'll put another medium set on. Ricardo's gone soft medium, I think. Actually, no, who started on the softs? Was it Ricardo? It was Ricardo that started on the softs, wasn't it? Yeah, he's gone soft medium. Right, as long as we're putting in half-decent lap times, then hopefully the gap to the front three will close by the time they box, which should be lap 18 or so.
4 shares ahead of you. Less than a second separates you. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Their tyres are 17 laps old. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining.
They are
two stops
stopping.
remaining. Time last lap, 1 minute 26.
He's so slow, gents. He's so slow.
1.6 seconds a lap.
Expecting Lando in this lap. Through Gasly. Piastri's in this lap, the others continue on. Lucky to get away without damage there. It's a big clunk on the back of Perez. It's going very slowly. Piastri's already on his way out the box.
Remember to play around with ERS modes in your MFD if you need to.
Let's see what the gap to Piastri is now. Still quite sizable, I think. On the outside of the Haas, 4 seconds. We've halved the gap to Piastri, but it is still sizable. He's gone medium as well. Of course, we'll be doing our second medium stint at the end of the race.
Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place.
So he's probably going to be very quick now. Wonder whether maybe copying them and going medium myself would have actually been the better way to go about it. We'll find out. Hopefully he gets stuck in a little bit of traffic, but I have a feeling they're just going to box from right in front of him and he's going to have free air again.
Coming to fit the mediums. Car ahead now running medium tyres.
This is exactly what's happening. Everybody boxing from in front of Piastri and he's got clean air. That sucks. Charles Leclerc's coming out of the box now as well. There he is, just underneath me. I can get to within DRS range of Charles Leclerc.
Okay,
that would be lovely.
All of our tyre pressure data is
which we have done.
0. Assuming they still look inflated to you, we're going to guess that it's just a bad sensor. Shouldn't be anything to worry about.
Right, Charles, take me with you for the rest of this stint, please, if possible. I don't think it is going to be possible, but I'll try my best to stay with him. George is in the box now. Lando's still going. Lando might be one-stopping this.
George is in the pits. He's in the pits now.
Leclerc has gone. Can't cope with those fresh mediums. George has gone hard here.
More stop.
Yeah, Max and Lando are one stop. Oh, Max has got an issue as well.
27.1.
So Max had a mechanical issue in Qatar, which cost him probably a win there, or at least the chance of. And now he's got gremlins again here in Abu Dhabi as well. He's one-stopping. Lando is one-stopping too. Going medium hard. Those mediums are going a long way. He won't be too long for the stop, I don't think. Verstappen and Lando will be in soon, I would imagine. Really just chunking time out of Max because of that issue he's got. He's so slow. You see the delta just plummet. That's a mixture of tyres and mechanical issue.
Use overtake now. Come on, push hard.
Down the straight, it's gonna, when I start using my battery as well,
to the car in front, 2.2
gonna gain
seconds.
tenths out of him. 2 seconds as we start the straight. fact, I think we actually earn more time down during the through the hairpin.
We've got some clear track in front of us, so let's make best use of it and make the
10th and a half on Max there, but through this part of the track we'll probably gain even more. And Max is just really struggles. Really struggles. Through the third sector, we might even get to within a second of him. That's 2, 3, 4 tenths, 5 tenths just around that one corner. That's how bad Max's tyres are right now. Still he ploughs on. I mean, look at that. That's a second in just the halfway through the second sector onwards. From turn 9 to the end of the lap, we've closed a 1.7 second gap.
Great stuff. It looked like you made easy work of that target. Let's try and keep that going right through to the end of the race.
Max's tyres are not the one right now. I'll take the position, thank you. And the DRS, tyre very much, toodaloo. 7 seconds and 9 seconds, the gap's in front to the podium though. It'll be really difficult to try and overturn that. Even when they're on hards and I'm on mediums, because I'm not switching to the mediums for another 15 laps, so it's just going to keep growing and growing till they box for another set of mediums in about 12 laps time. Sorry, till they box for their hards in about 12 laps time. Lando and Max will be boxing soon. They're not going to take those mediums much further.
Okay, gap ahead, 7.
See if Lando boxes this lap. I think he might actually be in. Yeah, Lando is in this lap. We called it correctly. 26 laps on the mediums to do 32 laps on the hards. He's going to lose the lead, but he'll inherit it back when wheels stop again. He had a 23.3 second gap over me, which evidently is more than a pit stop. He's there. He's coming out the box now.
Norris is in the pits.
Just over DRS range, unfortunately. A set of hard tyres that will need to warm up, but they're going to warm up too quickly for me to be able to catch him. I would have loved to hang on to the back of Lando Norris for a little bit, but not going to have that luxury. Just not quite fast enough to have closed the gap to come out in front of Leclerc and co and Piastri. Not quite fast enough to be able to cling on to the back of Leclerc after the pit stop, and not quite fast enough to cling on to the back of Norris after his pit stop either. It's only a matter of 2 or 3 tenths a lap, but it makes all the difference over a full race distance. Leclerc passed Piastri, it's just happened in front. Gap's now 10 seconds to them. Gap behind is closing rapidly, and Hamilton is bringing George with him.
And 9 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Time last lap, 1:24.5.
George, in fact, has taken Lewis Hamilton there. George is flying on his new hard tyres. Although Hamilton has just taken him back again. And then fighting like that is at least enabling me to stay out of DRS range for the time being. Gap to Lando has grown exponentially over the course of this lap. Just don't have the pace around this circuit. So again, just reiterates continually how important getting the win in Qatar was and having the title sewn up. Because if I'd have needed a result here, if I'd have needed a podium here, I'd have lost the championship. It's going to be George in my DRS. Lewis on his mediums is struggling for pace now. It's just a shame that Piastri and co in first and second aren't also doing the same. Leclerc is actually significantly gapping the McLaren now. George is going to come and get me. And we're both going to be on the same compounder tyre at the end of the race as well. So not only were we battling with our teammate for quite a lot of the Qatari Grand Prix, we've been and will continue to be battling with our teammate for most of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix as well. We only did 15 laps in our first set of mediums. Oh, sure, just cut across me if you want, George, don't worry about it. You can get around without driving into me, you know. We're back into the DRS swapping with George Russell segment of the stint, just as we were in the first stint, and probably just as we will be in the third stint as well, after we stop for another set of medium tyres each. Thing is, we're teammates, and at the minute he's in front, and if he decides he wants to box on the same lap as me, I'll have to wait behind him. So I want to be the lead driver so I can dictate what pit strategy happens and who gets priority in the pit stops. Piastri and Lando now fighting with one another. Piastri has another stop to make, so does Charles Leclerc. Lando's one stop is working wonderfully for him. Leclerc is in the very next lap. I might box 38 and try and take the medium tyres 20 laps.
We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums.
Let's be honest, we struggled to 15 laps at the beginning of the race, although that was on heavy fuel. And we're just going to be locked with our teammate for the rest of the Grand Prix regardless, I think. Because we'll stop within one lap of each other. Or even if I undercut him, he'll close the gap once we come out the pits. Leclerc only 5 seconds behind now. Do I box now or do I box 39? I think I'll box opposite Russell. If Russell boxes, we'll do one more lap. If Russell doesn't box, we will box. I'll tell the team I would like to come in this lap. Maybe that will help dictate the decision as to which driver comes in. Alternatively, it might not. I hope George stays out. So we're going to try and undercut George Russell. We'll be on the medium tyre for 20 laps at the end of the race, which is going to be a long way.
Okay, let's go.
Two good pit stops to end the save. Thank you, Mercedes team.
We were expecting.
Nobody saw that coming, did they? That's the biggest surprise of the whole day.
Our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
If there's a safety car now at any point, we do have another set of softs to go to, should we want to. Down in P10 for the time being.
Okay, mate, let's try and climb up the order if we can. We're setting you a new target.
Current position 10th, achieve 9th. Well, Max is going to the end on that hard set, so he's going to have some pace at the minute. He did set the fastest lap of the race not that long ago. But he's trying to fight his way through some traffic. He's in a bit of a train at the minute behind Lance Stroll, Hulkenberg, and his teammate, Ollie Behrman. We should close up on the back of that group. Hopefully get past them quite quickly. We're still aiming for a P4 here. Lando's winning this Grand Prix at an absolute canter at the moment. It's a shame from his point of view that the championship got away from him with a couple of dodgy results, because he'd have been right in the mix, and this win here could well have won him the world title had he had a better time of things in a couple of the previous Grand Prix. I'm going to need you to get out of the way now, Nico, please. Please box. balls. Someone's in the box.
You made that look easy.
It's not my teammate though.
That's why I love
It's
working
Lance
with you.
Stroll.
Smashed it.
Right, we'll get DRS on Hulkenberg and hopefully overtake him into the hairpin as well. Around the outside maybe. On the fresher tyre. Big lunge, but it's going to work. After we go. Didn't lose any time taking that position. Hopefully we don't lose any time taking the next few as well. George is still out, but he may well box this lap. This has gone hard so far. He might actually hard soft, to be fair. He might take them to like lap 44, 45 and try and hard soft, which would be very well done if so. Careful, Ches. There you go, he is in at the end of this lap, so he will be going mediums. Hopefully he has more trouble getting through this traffic than we have so far. That's Alonso in as well, no, sorry, Stroll in as well. It was Alonso that was in the box earlier on then, not the other way around. And as predicted, we're going to come out basically with our teammate. It's going to be slightly behind. So we are now Red Bull, Mercedes.
Use overtake.
Hi, George. And it's going to be me, George and Max fighting for a P4 finish here. I don't think Ollie Behrman has stopped for a second time yet. We'll have a quick look. He has not. We'll just double check when his first stop was. Behrman is two-stopping. Behrman's definitely two-stopping. So presumably he'll box at the end of this lap then, because he hasn't so far, and he really needs to if he wants to get to the end of the race without being 6 seconds a lap slower than anybody else. Use my battery and try and overtake him here into turn 9. He's gone defensive. Try and get him around the outside. That's what fresh tyres does. Easy overtake.
Nice move. Good job.
Frustrating thing now is that I will be faster than Max, but I don't know as I'll be faster enough than Max to pull away out of DRS range. And at some point his hard tyres will become better than my mediums, although he is on a one-stop, so he's been on them for a while. See how long he's been on those hard tyres.
Less than a second. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Their tyres are
16 laps.
Well,
he registered them as fresh tyres, which they're certainly not as 16 laps old. But I don't know if I'll be able to get out of DRS range of him, so I'll be dragging him along. We'll probably have a tyre advantage to the end of the race though, considering the age of his tyres now. George is P7 right behind Ollie Behrman and about to take that position. We're going to take Max here. He'll get DRS by a 10th.
Okay, clear.
Yellow flag. Behind it's my teammate. George Russell is out of the Grand Prix. Well, it's just what we won the Constructors last time out as well then, isn't it, really? Because George is retiring. Max is right with me. Is that going to cause any sort of safety car? I don't think so. It would have been questions of crash gate again or retirement gate, as was the case earlier in the season where George retired. Was it Mexico that forced a safety car that meant that we won the race? Might have been instrumental in the way that we were able to win the championship in the end, but George is out of the race now. And with 15 laps to go as we cross the line, we're still a long way to go on these mediums. But it's now me versus Max for a P4 finish, not me versus George. As suspected, not able to drop Max from DRS. Fernando Alonso is closing quickly on his set of medium tyres as well. Behrman still hasn't stopped, And I wonder whether he is trying to limp to the end on that set of hard tyres, or maybe go medium, hard, soft, perhaps. If he's trying to go to the end, he's just going to drop like a stone. But to be fair, Hamilton's now passing in P7. Behrman is P8, but the gap from P8 to P9 is quite sizable. And this is the difference being able to stay in DRS range of the car in front makes. Verstappen has clung on and is going to make it a fight for P4. This is what I would have liked to have done with Piastri and Leclerc for a podium, but they were just that little bit too quick for me today. And this is going to be a three-way fight for a P4, because Alonso's right here now as well, and don't write Lewis Hamilton out from joining the party too before the end of the race. Here. Saving battery for this straight. Fernando's going to be the quickest of the three of us, I think.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy.
Nothing I can do about Fernando. Just going to slot in behind. He's just going to go defensive. We are going to have the position eventually, because I'm going to have the inside line for this next bit. Excuse me, Fernando. Thank you. Well, that's P4 back again. Gap to Piastri is coming down, I think, but very slowly. Definitely nowhere near fast enough for us to do anything about a podium. I was actually just trying to get the fastest lap point here. I'm going quicker, but not by enough. The fastest lap of the minute is 1:22.8. I've just done a 23.2, followed by a 23.1. And that was using both DRS zones to their maximum, although I did have to make an overtake, evidently. So that will have lost me a little bit of time.
And gap to the car in front, 10.3 seconds.
There might be a fastest lap point in this for us, maybe. But unlikely. Alonso currently has it, actually. Behind me, in front of me. I'm concentrating quite hard right now. 2 laps to go. If it's not too much of an issue, or there isn't too many mistakes in the final couple of laps. So intense is this battle with Fernando Alonso. I might ask Chris to put the last 3 laps of the race, or 4 laps maybe, just in with no editing, as we try and chase down this position. It is getting very, very close. I've obviously not said anything, but I think the pictures speak 1,000 words at the minute. It's Rihanna time for the next lap and a half. If I'm to get this P4 off Alonso, I need to be perfect from now on.
Final lap, push, push.
Half a lap to go. Oh, so eager to get on the throttle. So eager to get on the throttle. Fernando's run out of battery though. On the outside at turn 4 maybe. No, an undercut on the way. Turn 4, turn 9, an undercut on the way out of turn 9 maybe. Around the outside here, perhaps. We know we're good through the third sector. Decent traction up the inside. Well, that was intense, but we are going to get the job done. Taking Fernando Alonso with a handful of corners left in the race. Lando Norris wins the final Grand Prix of the season. And we will get our P4. Oh, dearie me. That was... well, my thumb is literally flat. You can see the difference in the size of my thumb there, the shape of it. Oh, well... At least there was something to fight for all the way through the Grand Prix. Driver of the day at the end as well. Whether that was fully deserved or not, I don't know. A P7 start after a P8 quali. Lando takes the flag, although he did qualify on pole and was strong throughout, so he probably might well be deserving of driver of the day as well. I imagine it would have been quite close between the two of us in the voting. Alonso gets the fastest lap. I might well have ended up with the second fastest lap with that 23.173. But unfortunately, 12 points for me today, 25 for Lando, 18 for Charles Leclerc. We won the title last time out, but had we not won the title last time out, I think that might still have been able to win us the championship by finishing P4 there. A career-defining intensity between myself and George right now, which is very, very heated indeed. I am the number one driver. He had a couple of unfortunate DNFs towards the end of the season, which is not great for him, but we very much enjoyed. Drivers' champion, Constructors' champion. I'll give you a full season roundup, as we would FC style here on the way back to my driver headquarters. Got a contract event coming up. I'd be curious to know what teams are in for me. But this is how we ended the season then, on 397 points. Personally, Lando with 378, and by getting the win and Charles finishing second, Lando takes P2 in the championship, switching himself back up behind me at the death. George Russell in fourth, finishing ahead of Fernando Alonso despite the DNF, and we finish 48 points ahead of Ferrari in the constructors' standings. They're my season results. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins in this final season in the Mercedes. Very pleased with that indeed. George, if it weren't for the 2 DNFs and a terrible 4 DNFs even, and a terrible Italian Grand Prix, then maybe he could have finished slightly higher up and been involved in the title fight. If you take out the DNFs and the 2 P13 and P19s, only once did he finish outside the top 6 with that P8 at Silverstone, where obviously we were able to get a P3 podium very pleasingly indeed for my home Grand Prix. My total career as a whole: 1 Drivers' Championship. It's reading as 1 Constructors' Championship. It is 2, of course. We won the Constructors' Championship last year at Ferrari as well. Only the 4 poles in my total amount of Grand Prix. 984 points total. 14 wins in my career. On the podium 31 times in 24, 48, 96 Grand Prix. 4 podiums, 4 poles, 31 podiums. So nearly on the podium for a third of my Grand Prix, winning the race just under 20% of the time. An average finish of P7, which is certainly heavily weighted because of our first season where we had a lot of DNFs and a lot of outside the points finishes. Obviously in Ferrari, we start with a lot of DNFs in that second season as well, where obviously we made the decision to turn DNFs off. And then the next season at Ferrari was very good. And this season at Mercedes, even better yet still. Average grid position of 10th, again heavily weighted by our first season at Haas. Driven nearly 25,000 miles over the course of my career. 24 fastest laps, so taking a full season's worth of fastest laps in my career. Racing for 3 teams and driving over 7,000 laps throughout my career. I'll be intrigued to see who's interested in me at the end of the season here. Mercedes obviously will want to sign me again for another year. A Ferrari interested in taking me back. A McLaren perhaps interested in taking me here. Not yet signing on the dotted line. Well, contract negotiations here. I am signing with Mercedes for another season, it seems. Didn't have the opportunity to sign for anyone else. I might have gone through the menus the wrong way to see who would have been interested in me at the end of the season there. But we have signed for Mercedes. I was not offered any other deals. I didn't go to any meetings throughout the course of this season either. But that's where the season will end. As Drivers and Constructors Champion. I enjoyed that. That was a very good season, a very good iteration of the game, a very good cycle for us. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. It's the first time in a long time we've done a full cycle's worth of Formula 1 content. We will be looking to do exactly the same on F125 as well, as we look to take a My Team with a new revamped, revolutionised mode as many seasons as this, if not probably further as well, with Chesnoid Racing. So very excited for that. Please do drop the video a like if you've enjoyed, of course. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any of that F125 content when it comes. There'll be a smattering of content in the build-up with the deep dives as we work our way towards launch. Hopefully I'll be able to bring you some footage significantly before launch as well. And then, of course, we will get into things fully from the 27th. FC will continue on the second channel with a journeyman save between now and then, and like I mentioned earlier, it is my intention to cease the journeyman save when F125 comes out, and of course we'll end with a final cheeky plug. If you want to pick up F125 for yourself on PC, do so with my discount code and get yourself 10 or even 15% off depending on which version of the game that you purchase. Appreciate your support throughout the entirety of this F124 cycle. Thank you very much indeed. We'll finish the season, we'll finish the save, we'll finish the cycle. I'll see you later.